presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
Window Rock here in the great state of Arizona. It is a gorgeous Saturday night for Major League Baseball. We're in downtown Phoenix, Arizona, getting you set. It's a visit from the Chicago Cubs. This is a 4-game series rolling on. First two have been split. This is the Green Series, brought to you by our good friends and partners with APS. Cubs, Diamondbacks. Hi there, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark. Hall of Fame broadcaster Joe Garagiola. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
My name is Darren Sutton, and trust to this point, your weekend has been a very good one. A long time you caught in the big leagues, a long time you caught throughout your career. There was an interesting back and forth last night with Miguel Montero and Armando Galarraga. You see, Miguel wanted one pitch to be thrown. Armando wanted to throw another. Armando got his way, surrendered a home run. Now, what followed after this pitch, not a bad pitch, sailed out, was frustration. There was a discussion in the dugout. I know you have thoughts, and you spoke with Miguel today.
Well, I asked him about it, and what he's trying to do is win the argument with the pitcher. You don't do it. Let him blow off his steam. All the catcher can do is suggest, and if he wants to change it and he throws his pitch, it's a home run, forget about it. He feels worse than anybody. But I told him, I said, zip it up.
Something tells me we'll continue this discussion.
I hope so.
We look forward to talking about it throughout the night. Matt Garza is on the mound for the Chicago Cubs. Now, Garza, in his last 2 starts, has gone 12 innings, allowing just 1 earned run. He's been fabulous. Look for that to change. He's had bad luck, really dipping down usage of his fastball, using his slider more. Ground balls have been the key for Garza. He can be very tough. You watched Ian Kennedy, 36 hours after his first child was born, do this. What were your thoughts on the complete game shutout?
Well, I tell you, he was just a perfect pitcher that night because he was in control of everything, all his stuff. When you get a hitter out with a particular pitch, it's not the pitch that gets him out, it's how you got there. And he had everything working, a complete game and everything. That was a great ball game.
So Ian Kennedy was fabulous. He is on the mound against Matt Garza. Glad to have you with us tonight. Do you ever see a guy as good as Don Baylor wearing one, taking one right there in the elbow when he was at the plate?
He had a system how to take them, but he'd get those arms. They really belong in a baking soda box, as big as they are. But he knew how to take a pitch, and I think you guys talked to him about it.
Yeah, we're going to take it a step further when we come back. We want to let Joe set the stage. Certainly glad to have you with us. So how do you if you're Justin Upton? How do you wear one? And a guy like Justin had better get used to it. When we come back, Mark McClone, you know what he'll do. He'll tackle the subject.
Series continues on Fox Sports Arizona. It's the Cubs and the Diamondbacks, Game 3 in downtown Phoenix. That's a live look at Ian Kennedy making his way in from the bullpen, taking the mound after his first career complete game shutout in his first start after becoming a father for the first time. Well, Don Baylor is the Diamondbacks hitting coach, a career .313 hitter. He also got hit by 267 pitches in his career. He wants his team to use every tool in the bag, including getting hit by the pitch. And tonight in our Geico quote of the game, Don Baylor introduces us to the art of wearing one.
My way of doing it was turn here, and I got hit back here a lot. So if you lift enough weights, you don't worry about that. But so many guys incorrectly, they go this way, and your hands are exposed, broken wrists, broken finger, you're out for 6-8 weeks. So my deal, once I learned how to do it, I could do that. So I got hit here a lot. So I had a lot of bullseyes right here.
A man who knows what he's talking about. When we come back, we're headed uptown. Justin Upton, no longer the longest home run in Major League Baseball this year, but he did do this last night. Let's see what he does tonight as the Diamondbacks take on the Cubs on Fox Sports Arizona.
Imagine his lovely wife and brand new baby girl were awfully proud of Dad as well. Kennedy, a complete game shutout, the finest outing of his professional career. We walk you across to the on-deck circle where the Chicago Cubs are getting ready to go. Out of the one spot, they are number one in the game with regard to leadoff hitters, the Chicago Cubs. Mike Quade, the skipper of these Cubs, still a winner. Since taking over last year, and remember, more than 1,200 games managed in the minor leagues. This gentleman has earned this opportunity here in the major leagues. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Chicago Cubs. We talked about the top spot, Darwin Barney out of Oregon State. An interesting story about him we might tell later on. Starlin Castro, Aramis Ramirez, Jeff Baker, Soriano, enemy number one last night with a couple of homers. Energetic Marlon Byrd, Giovanni Soto homered last night, and Matt Garza is hitless coming over to the National League. I was certainly glad, Joe and I, that you have joined us this evening. Thanks for inviting us into your home. Let's play baseball. And he starts it like he ended it with a strike over the outside corner.
Best pitch in baseball, the first pitch strike, especially to start a ball game. You want to keep the leadoff man off base if you can, and you do it with strikes.
Right back out there, 0-2 the count. Overall this season, the numbers brought to you by the Arizona Ford dealers. Quite a few strikeouts there, Joe. He's close to a strikeout per inning.
Oh, yeah.
And the funny thing about it is that when sails outside, he does that at about 89 to 91 miles an hour.
It's not the pitch that gets him out that's the big pitch. It's how you got there. And he threw 2 quick fastballs for strikes. He's setting him up for everything. He's 2-2, but here he's going to have a pitch of decision right now.
2-2 the count. This, like Joe says, the important pitch. You want to put a lid on it right now. Fastball back to the screen.
You know, as a catcher, what you do too, Darren, I'm sure you've seen it, is you look for red flags from a pitcher. And one of the things you look at, when they foul the ball off, where is it going? If it's going straight back, you know that ball's moving.
Moving at the right pace. You saw the breakdown of pitches as that one is inside. On that graphic, the slider and the cutter are actually one and the same. But in our website Fangraphs, they differentiate, but one and the same pitches. So he is throwing more sliders this year. And the wind has snuck into this ballpark. On the ground. Let's take a look defensively for the Arizona Diamondbacks as it's brought to you by David Robleski and Associates. Gerardo Parra, Chris Young, Justin Upton outfield. Mora, Drew, Roberts, Branyan infield. Miggy catches, Ian Kennedy. I know you've been enjoying what you've been seeing with Chris Young so far this season.
And I'll tell you, what he's done has really been tough on him. Leadoff man, hitting third, fourth, fifth, whatever. It's a different mentality that you have, and he's got to adjust to it. He's got great ability.
Darwin Barney, the pitch is low, 1-1 the count. I know you had a chance to spend a few minutes with Chris Young, and such a, as you said, a high ceiling athlete. What a great story this young rookie is. Speaking of high ceilings. That one is buried in. Location good there. 1-2.
I like the way Kennedy works between pitches. I mean, he doesn't hardly do anything but get the ball and throw it. Zambrano last night was like that. Give me the ball and throw it. Come on, we're here to play baseball.
You and I were talking before the game. There are some that are the haves with regard to moving quickly and some that are the have-nots as that one is shot to the right side. Long run, Justin. He's got it. That is the other man who is growing before our eyes defensively as an outfielder, Justin Upton. We talked about it with Luis Gonzalez last night. It's all in the first step, and Upton, according to his outfield coach, Eric Young, Joe, really is learning and developing that simple word for baseball. It's called instincts.
Well, he's got the great genes, of course, but I'll tell you what, he is learning fast. And, of course, when you can hit, they're going to find a spot for you.
Yeah, now. Infielder coming into professional ball, Starlin Castro. We talk about Upton being 23 as EY looks on. Castro just 21, and he passed EY for hits in the month of April, moving into third all-time. Belts that one to left. Knuckleball. Boy, it almost sailed over him. Those line drives will knuckle on you. Oh, Mr. Parra. For just a moment, that had to be an empty feeling as we walk off the diamond with Ian Kennedy.
Players Club card, and you can win up to $20,000 instantly. Jack in the Box. You'll love it. It's a new bourbon barbecue steak grilled sandwich at participating restaurants. Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards, unlimited rewards, seats, no blackout date. Camden Deshay, a beautiful shot there as we welcome you back here. A lot of kudos to our director and our senior director in charge, Mitch Riggin, who has worked very hard to bring us a lot of pretty pictures around the great state of Arizona and the Southwest altogether. Matt Garza, when he worked out here in the spring in the Southwest, he didn't much enjoy the dry air, the slippery nature of the baseball. The right-hander who relies on good sink, good movement goes to work. He's had some tough luck, but he openly talked about it to the Chicago media. He's excited to see how he can handle it today, Joe.
I bet he was getting hit a lot in spring training, too, and that's just another way. Of course, the spring training is over and the season has started, and now the ball feels okay.
And we will see if those balls are rubbed up a little bit better. Chris Young, Gerardo Parra, Justin Upton. We'll set the order for you 1 to 9 here in a moment. But this is Matt Garza. Big deal, brought him to Chicago this winter. That's right down the middle, kind of in and out of the popcorn machine. 0-1.
Soto, the catcher, he tends to drop a lot of balls. I don't know if he's blinking or what, but he's got that catcher's mitt, that first baseman's mitt, more than the catcher's mitt. And it's a little tough to hold it, I think.
Yeah, you have been keeping an eye on him. This is the third game of this series. Soto caught last night. Good-looking breaking ball, did he? And the count 0-2.
I might have questioned that one if I was hitting. Of course, I never hit leadoff either.
What do you think, Joe?
No. But then I'm not an umpire, and I'm not going to use that word.
It's funny, the word that you got in so much trouble for using it used to be an endearing phrase where I used to work. That's a breaking ball. That one high, but it's a strike. Now, that was a slider, and it wasn't at all where he wanted to throw it. An ugly slider fooled the hitter.
Well, it didn't fool the hitter as much as it might have fooled the umpire. Ball looked outside, but then our angle is not the same, so you can't really judge it. So let's be fair. And they've got Supervisor Eddie Montague watching the guys. They've got umpires watching their co-workers.
The energy of Gerardo Parra, now with Bloomquist out, playing every day.
Good-looking player.
And in the 8-hole, you know what we've all seen with him? He's not batting 8th today, he's batting 2nd, but he's batted 8th a lot. He's really using the judgment, using his eye quite a bit.
There's Bloomquist.
Pitch is high and away, 2-0.
He's got good control of that strike zone.
I don't know if he used to, Joe, and he's one of the guys that might have benefited from the assignment of batting 8th. It's a tough spot.
That's a tough spot. You got the pitcher hitting next, and you know most pitchers cannot hit.
2-1 the count. Quickly, let's run through the starting lineup behind Young and Parra for the Diamondbacks. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's Justin Upton, cleanup hitter Stephen Drew, Ryan Roberts, Russell Branyan, Miguel Montero, Melvin Mora, and Ian Kennedy. Kelly Johnson with the night off, if you noticed one name missing there. That pitch sails high, 3-1 the count.
He doesn't have good control of his stuff yet, as if we look at Kelly Johnson. Sitting on the bench quite peacefully tonight.
We noticed that before the game, didn't we?
Oh, man.
Spent some time with Kelly with the fans at Friday's Front Row Sports Grill today. 3-2 the count. You could sense he was grinding it internally.
He's grinding right now.
Kelly off to a tough start if you've missed it. Starting out this season, hitting 182, 18 of 99, striking out 30 times. Got him to chase a slider down and in.
There's a perfect example of making a hitter swing at your pitch, feeding off his greed. That was off the strike zone, but with 2 strikes, he's got to protect it. Look at that. That ball, he could have hit that with a 4x8.
So now Justin Upton.
Upton had his tools of the trade out today and was talking hitting with Joe and I down below in the dugout. Looks like they're going to start him by pounding him in. And they get it for a low ball, and it's 1-0.
And don't be concerned. I was not giving him hitting tips.
You think fans would be concerned about that, do
Yeah,
you?
they would be in shock. He could give me hitting tips right now.
Pitches in. He leaned on a baseball last night. At 455 feet or so. The 2-0. Swings at a slider.
You know, when somebody hits a ball that far, and I mean, that ball was hit a mile. It should have had a flight crew on it, for crying out loud. But I saw him tonight, and I said what you usually see on the bench. Did you get all of that ball? He started laughing. Like, what'd you expect him to do?
Hot shot down the line. Look at him go. Upton is off and running. Playing it into the corner is Soriano. Justin Upton with a double with 2 outs. You got him to chase that slider away, then came right back after him. Justin was ready.
Just a good hitter. Simple as all that. You don't need any kind of a gun or anything else. That ball was low. He went down, got it. Those crazy bounces like it used to be in Ebbets Field.
You can see that, you know, with the notches in the posts out there around the chain link area in front of the bullpen and that little triangle.
It's a tough place to play. You don't know which way the ball is going to bounce. You have to wait. And the other night, one of them stuck there, and you had to go get it.
Little balls pounding off the wall there. 1-0 the count. I know you've been keeping an eye as the count is 2-0 on Matt Williams out there healthy and coaching third again.
He's a very active third base coach, I'll tell you. He comes up and gets out of the coach's box, goes back. Looks like he's been coaching a while.
A high strike, 2-1 the count. Now we've been running some numbers here, Joe. Runs coached in. And he's red hot. I mean, Matt is really, especially early in the ball game, his runs coached in are very high.
You're not referring to the game where they had that big start?
Yes. Yeah, that was.
I don't blame you.
Coincidence? I actually say so.
Hey, listen, they got all kinds of statistics now. Number of times thrown to first base on a pickoff attempt. What does that mean? But runners coached in, I like that.
Do you now?
Yeah, because I like Matt Williams.
All right. Hot shot, Matty saying, come on down, waving that arm. Justin Upton races on around. Here's the throw. He's in standing up. Stephen Drew, the cleanup hitter. That has a nice ring to it because I think he better get used to it. That is 21 RBIs, and you know what? That was a beautiful piece of hitting.
That was a beautiful way to score the run. It was blueprint. Right back up the middle. He didn't try to pull that ball. If he does, it's a ground ball, and he hit in the biggest part of the field. And here comes Justin Upton. He's running hard all the way. And look at Matt Williams playing windmill. Another run coached in.
That's exactly right. See that stat? It's got some legs, folks. 7 runs in the first, then 2 runs in the first, then 1 run in the first.
Nothing wrong with that.
You get a Hall of Fame endorsement on a stat that, simply put, we've just made up. It's a real stat now.
Listen, Elias will be calling you the Elias Bureau. Why'd you come up with that?
Well,
Studley?
The brains behind the operation, Scott Snyder here. Senior booth manager in charge.
Glad to see Brian back in that lineup. He played his way in there.
Rolls that one into the hole.
There you go.
And you know what else? He played his way in there, and you find yourself concerned when a hot hitter sits for 2 days that they might cool off. Good for his psyche to get a hit out of the gates.
You know, he's got all those tattoos all over his body, and I've been giving him the needle a little bit. I said to him today, when you get to the home with the rest of the old folks like I am now, I said, That one on your arm is going to be on your feet. He said, no, I'm going to work out. I said, I hope you're right. Look at him. He doesn't have a spot. And everything means something. I said, I know what it means. It means you had no room to put it anyplace else.
Oh, my goodness. You were warning him that ink would be dropping.
Dropping. Oh, yeah, everything drops.
Here's Russell Brandon. A little bit more on Russell. Mark McClune has something. Mark?
Yeah, I was talking to him before the game and making a second straight start. I asked him, what's the best way to stay in rhythm when you're not playing every day? And he was saying that when he gets his work done, he tries to do everything at game speed, but he's definitely noticed some regression since spring training. And I guess Joe is a guy that played and maybe had to go sit on the bench for a little while. How did you keep yourself in rhythm when you were playing in the big leagues?
You did. You tried. Regression is a nice term, and that's a good point that you make. You sit on the bench, all you get is splinters.
High fly into center field. Brandon trying to shake those splinters off. That one is put away, but manufacturing a run. Upton with the double. Drew with the single. Cleanup hitter Stephen Drew. Like us on Facebook during today's game and receive a coupon for huge savings. Fries, fresh food, famous low prices. Hello, baseball fans. Glad to have you with us. Aramis Ramirez leads it off. The Cubs visiting the Diamondbacks. Line drive, first pitch. Just the right amount of sink. The right amount to run it in on his hands, and Ramirez is erased.
He jammed him is what he did. On a cold day, you get a handful of bees. You can get a guy out inside. He doesn't get that good a look. Look at that ball go in there, and he thinks maybe he's got a base hit, but nope.
Kennedy again, and you and I were talking after his last inning as Jeff Baker receives the assignment. A hot start for him. He is a pitcher that pitches with purpose, but doesn't have to do it at 95. And just beats the heck out of the strike zone, but all parts of it.
All of it. He uses all of it.
Right-hander out of USC. There's that slider as he cuts it outside. 0-2 the count.
Boy, I know a pitching coach, Ray Miller, be proud of him. Work fast, change speeds, throw strikes. And that's what he's doing.
That's a curveball that misses away. He almost has, for me anyway, that college baseball player look still with the glove held higher, peering over it, hat down low over his eyes. Looks like he should be pitching at Omaha instead of in the big leagues, though his stuff is far superior than that of a college pitcher now.
I would hope so.
Got him to chase that fabulous changeup down and away.
And you saw right there, he was shaking off Montero, his catcher. He didn't shake his head or anything. He just kind of stared him down because he knew what he wanted to throw and where he was going to throw it. And he executed perfectly. Again, a catcher can only suggest. The pitcher has to throw the ball that he wants to throw, and he's going to throw it with confidence. Otherwise, he's going to flip it up there, and you got a home run or a 3-base hit.
And Miguel told us that today. I know you talked with him one-on-one for quite some time, but when the three of us were talking, as Soriano skies it to center field, he again attacks the baseball. He again leaves the ballpark. Alfonso Soriano. This time it's Ian Kennedy. His third home run in the last 24 hours, crushed to center field.
Boy, you look at those Cub notes, and this guy is just, I mean, forget his batting average. 247, that's a misnomer. He knew it, too.
If I'm not mistaken, watching that replay, I'd love for both of us to watch it together. Montero was set up under his knees almost, in. And that was not in.
No, it was out over the plate. He knew it was gone when he touched it off.
2-0 the count. Alfonso Soriano, 10 homers now in April. Franchise record for most homers in the month. Most he has hit in the first month of the season since hitting 9 with the Yankees in 2003. So this is his best April ever now with regard to homers.
He's had a big year tonight.
You know, these Cubs are saying it, and you've played all over the country at different spots, and you did play with the Cubs, and you did deal with the Aprils. These Cubs were saying they were just to a man thrilled to warm up. They've been cold. It has been a cold, cold April for all the teams in the East and the Midwest. They said we just feel better. It feels warm out, and they like it.
That's why I didn't hit good, huh?
There you go.
Finally.
All these years.
My hands were cold.
A strike over the outside.
You know, everybody talks about the wind blowing out in Wrigley Field. That wind doesn't always blow out there. It's blowing in.
No.
I mean, I used to hear old Bill Nicholson just moan and complain, and I didn't blame him. He hit the ball right on the screws, and it'd stay in the ballpark.
Bird takes that one right out of the catcher's mitt.
But I'll tell you something. Playing for the Cubs was really something because it was like grab bag day. You didn't know what was going to happen. The first day I joined them, they make us take a picture stripped to the waist. And I said, what's this all about? I want to see if you gain weight during the season. And Marquez said, why don't they put us on a scale?
Oh, they could have just weighed you, right?
Yeah, but they didn't. They had a picture. Wonder what you'd get for that picture. Me and Marquez stripped to the waist. be a centerfold in Popular Mechanics.
3-2 the count. To the right side, he fought that fastball off. And Bird earns himself a base hit. Marlon Bird comes in hitting .279.
Hey, I gotta tell you the story when we get a chance here about when they had to manage him by 6 or 8 coaches, you know.
In the 60s.
Yeah.
Cubs had all those coaches. They didn't have a true manager, right?
No, they used to you'd manage for a while, and then somebody else moved in. And they always had a different manager. They were trying something new.
And how'd that work out for him?
Same. Always saw the bottom of the 9th at Wrigley Field.
1-0 the count. Giovanni Soto. Well, that's tough if you think about it.
What?
To have all those differing opinions, all those different assignments.
You didn't get the no. One guy managed. The other guys just watched. I mean, the tough thing was getting to know all the guys.
Change up. 1-2 the count. Soto. By the way, when we talk about that list that youngster Starlin Castro is climbing up. He's due up in a couple of spots. 38 hits this month. So there are guys like Soriano who homered, and Castro broke his bat. And there to make the play is Ryan Roberts. He did it twice last night. It spurned a near argument between catcher and pitcher. He's done it again tonight. This time I think the pitcher knows he wanted to get it further in. Month later, the man on the mound for the Cubs tonight, Matt Garza. You see, they had been no hit. They had been no hit. It had happened time and time again, and then finally they were able to dole one out. Garza with an incredible night on July 26, 2010. An incredible cast of characters there in Tampa, still having another good year with all of those key players gone. That's Joe Maddon. I mean, that simply put is Joe Maddon. That's what he did last season. Now, he was acquired by the Chicago Cubs January the 8th. And some key players going, but Sam Fuld is the main cog. Fuld going to Tampa, along with a bunch of other players. Chris Archer, plus 2 minor leaguers, Brandon Guyer. As that one is dropped down, a beautiful bunt. Miguel Montero. They give it, so he take it.
That's right. They were playing back, expecting him to take a big first swing, and he crossed them up and got the base hit, and he's got it started. That's Kirk Gibson type of baseball, little ball they call it. Okay, he's watching the ball. He thinks he knows he's going to sit and say, I got a chance. He looked, he said, I got a real chance, and boy, he turned it on. Good for him. He's not even in the picture hardly. No way. All he can do is pick it up, get the salt and pepper, and eat it.
And really playing the pull as well, so he had to get to the line. That was a gorgeous bunt.
Beautiful. He didn't try any deception, Montero. He just bunted as if he was sacrificed.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. If we could just get him to get rid of that lousy chew.
You always have his ear. I mean, you guys have good conversations when you're here.
And I tell him, too.
All right. 1-0 the count. You're the reason it's a thing of the past in my life, I'll tell you. I think all of us are grateful for your efforts. 1-1 the count to Melvin Mora.
I tell you, not to do a commercial, but I got a letter from Tim McLaughlin just getting over another cancer operation. Youngster. All because of spit tobacco.
There's nothing wrong with doing a brief reminder. We've got the ears and the airwaves right now. Make that wise decision. Breaking ball, a dandy. That's a curveball. 1-2 the count.
You can see why this guy can pitch no hitters, though, can't you?
Yes, swing and miss stuff. right?
Right.
You know what he's doing more this year, Joe? He's using his fastball a lot less. But the secondary stuff, he's truly commanding.
He's got the reputation that he's got a good fastball, so maybe they're looking for it.
Beat him with that fastball. 93 miles an hour. Let's take a look quickly at the Cubs defensively. Brought to you by KFC. Soriano, Marlon Byrd, Kosuke Fukudome in the outfield. On the infield, it's Aramis Ramirez, Super Sensation Castro, Barney and Baker, and then Giovanni Soto. Soriano in left, an infielder converted. Marlon Byrd's the key quarterback in that outfield. Fukudome could play center in a pinch. Buried that fastball in on the hands. There's one. There's two, and there is a double play. Second double play rolled up this year. With Garza on the mound. And he's right, he's a ground ball pitcher, so no surprise. That was the fastball that beat him.
Good feed. Boy, there was no way Montero could take the man out at second base either. He had it in plenty of time.
You know, before it gets too far away, 2 career bunt hits, both in 2009 by Miguel Montero. Career, both in 2009. And that was only the second one by the Diamondbacks as a team all season long.
Doesn't seem right.
No, it doesn't. They're there for you, I guess. If they give them out, why not take them?
Absolutely. Pick up the paper tomorrow and look like a screamer hit the center field.
Ian Kennedy, 11 of 63 in his career. He has doubled once. Kennedy on a line up the ladder. Goes Starlin Castro. Oh, Ian, he'll be talking about that one. Dadgummit. Pitcher took that one. I should have had a hit. Joel and I wonder, is it an urban legend or is it a true story? We're about to hear the story from Mark McClune. Big Mac?
Yeah, Joe Patterson, Oregon State Beaver, his former teammate Darwin Barney at Oregon State is with the Cubs tonight. The two played together in college, were rivals in high school, and in an American Legion game, legend has it up in Oregon, and I actually verified this, that Joe Patterson once recorded an unassisted pickoff. Darwin Barney was the base runner. Have the two of you ever seen an unassisted pickoff?
No, we'd like to know how that happens.
Well, Barney walked. He got to first base. He knew the first baseman, so he started chatting him up. Turns around, and Joe Patterson was tackling him.
Tackling him? The umpire didn't say anything?
Called him out.
Should have got a penalty for roughing the passer or something.
You think that's a true story, Joe?
If Mark said it, I believe it.
Okay. All right.
It has been verified.
Mark says it's been verified, and you spoke with both parties. All right. Well, they're both here tonight. Both teammates.
See?
An unassisted pickoff.
There've
You
been
ever
some-
see one?
No, Well, I told you, I was in a triple play, and nobody hit the ball.
Excuse me?
Why? What'd you do?
Garza hits it to the right side. The list could be long, but I'd like to hear the story.
Well, we were playing the Phillies. I was catching. Eddie Waitkus was the batter. Hamner was on second base. Ashburn was on first. And took a third strike, 1 out. Hamner tried to go to third. Through third, we got him. Ashburn rounded second, caught him in a rundown, and tagged him out.
My goodness. and that's not an urban legend either.
No, that was designed by Curly, Larry, and Moe.
I want to know the count.
You never saw so many guys running around an infield in your life.
Sounds like some of the stuff saw around here the last couple of years. Glad to not be seeing that kind of stuff anymore. Some Little League homers and such. 1-1 the count.
Boy, every time I see this Fukuomi, and I hope I pronounce his name right, because
You were close. You're right there.
Mind.
Oh, no.
He's looked at a lot of pictures of Ichiro. Look at that bat. He doesn't take a little practice swing or wave the bat. He just holds it up straight, just like Ichiro does, and he's hitting well. 411.
The top of the order for the Cubs has been incredible this year. Chase is high, 2-2 the count.
Boy, that ball looks good every time you see it, and you don't ever hit it.
The high
A
fastball.
high fastball out of the strike zone.
Does he go back up there? He went in. A quick reminder, the next time you're at Chase Field, look for our value items signs. Good deals all around for just $1.50. You can get a hot dog, a corn dog, small popcorn. You can get a small drink. D-backs baseball, it's affordable, it's family, and it's fun. Visit dbacks.com/value. Call 602-462-4784. Always a nice option. You enjoy just about every home game from your seats as well. Good choices for fans. Darwin Barney, here he is, the man who was picked off in that American Legion game.
It's hard to believe.
1-1 the count.
Boy, he looks so calm and comfortable in that batter's box, doesn't he?
And he's hitting like he's doing something special. He really is having an amazing start this year. Rolls that one this time. Moore is there. On across and in time for the out. So they find a way to get Darwin Barney, and they didn't even have to tackle him. Gila River Casino's Kachinko. Find out how you can play Kachinko right here at Chase Field. Go to the interactive kiosk near section 111 during regular season home games. Chris Young, Gerardo Parra, Justin Upton against Matt Garza. Young digs in with those batting gloves firmly gripped around the bat in the top spot in the top of the order. The discussion was going on in the dugout today with Young and Upton and Joe and Kelly Johnson about batting gloves and types of bats that the guys have used.
Thin handle bat. I simply said to Upton, I said, does this make it feel the handle a little fatter?
It's a foul ball.
Because you wear a glove? He said, no, but it just feels good.
Kelly Johnson was saying that the first year he played as a pro, he didn't use a batting glove.
Well, he used dirt. But they've made dirt obsolete. You got to get those gloves free.
High fly center field. Young going to the biggest part of the ballpark. And there to make the play is Marlon Byrd. Don't forget, every time a Diamondback homers, Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Did you have to buy the batting gloves? Did you use batting gloves?
Are you kidding? We barely had a glove to catch with. No, we didn't have batting gloves.
No one.
Nobody, no. In fact, we used to throw our gloves on the field when I first started in the big leagues. Remember that?
That man didn't use them, and he played a generation after you did.
No, yeah, but he could have used them. We didn't have them.
I do remember the gloves. Well, I don't know. Anybody ever, get on another team, maybe a little rivalry, kick the glove other side to the infield?
No. Never saw a ball hit a glove either. I think that stopped about 1953 or so. You just flipped your glove out there. Walker Cooper was in the bullpen in Wrigley Field, and Kiner threw his glove and hit him. And that really frosted him, man. So he picked up the glove and he stuffed it with everything. Wrappers, tobacco, grass, everything. And when Kiner came out, Cooper flipped it to him to use. He couldn't get his hand in it. Had to call time. Get even with guys that way.
1-2 the count. That pitch is away. As rumor has it, as the story goes, some say Bobby Thompson of the Giants wore golf gloves in about 1949 in spring training, one of the first to use gloves.
Oh, I don't believe that.
After that, Ted Williams in the mid-50s. That one is fired on across.
I'll tell you what, I'd like to see a picture of Ted Williams wearing a glove, because all he worried about was a bat. And if he wasn't hit with a bat, he'd use a ballpoint pen and hit 390. No, I didn't see gloves then.
Okay.
Really didn't. I've seen some weird things now. I got to tell you my Bob Speak story.
Well, we were talking about that, what historically was called the College of Coaches.
Right.
That was the official title the Cubs gave to their management team in 61 and 62 after losing 94 games in 60.
Yeah, had a bad streak.
Speaks was one of the players?
He was one of the players, and he said that they had these cards that you put in a computer that you would punch a hole in. And it was on the dugout, on the bench. And one of them blew off, and a player walked on it, and he had spikes. And he punched 3 holes in there. Next day, 4 guys were traded. I'm telling you, things happen in that ballpark.
Boy, isn't that funny? The more things change, as that one has swung right through a good-looking changeup, the more in a way they stay the same, because making fun of the idea was Mr. Speaks with that story, and also the computers and all that goes
everything.
into it.
Oh,
we
yeah.
still hear that around baseball. Those that build teams based with computers still hear some of the same laughter back and forth. and it was going on in the 60s. Got him to chase the slider down and away. Upton hot. Looking for the right lid here at the yard.
And the reason why I say that is that I think people have to kind of factor that in. I mean, he's ahead of the curve hitting wise. Defensively, there's still some growing, there's some lessons to be learned. And one thing that I will say that when he does make a mistake, he's not afraid to get back up on the horse, so to speak. And you're going to have failure in this game. But he understands that. He doesn't like it, like every player. But the fact of the matter is, at his age, he's got a bright future.
Speaking of 21-year-old Starlin Castro, now remember, Alan Trammell was part of the coaching staff with Lou Piniella last year when Castro made his initial journey to the major league. So he speaks with knowledge of coaching him, not just across the other diamond. He had Castro for a year.
He knows what he's made of. Boy, I tell you, just watching him talk like that. I remember when he broke in with Lou Whitaker. What a combination that was in Detroit.
Boy, if he isn't a compliment to his manager. When you see the most hits in the month of April for the Cubs all time, Starlin climbing up that list.
Get Gracie up there, #1. Trade that in to win that race.
Base hit left field. Gracie did it, by the way, in '96. Here in the year 2011. Castro now with 39 hits. That is a double. Starlin Castro lined to left and did so back in the 4th inning.
Looked like it went right under his glove, didn't it? It's a reaction position at third base, I'll tell you that.
Here's Aramis Ramirez, line to short in the 2nd inning. He takes one right down the middle, 0-1 the count. .100 RBIs at the third base position for the Cubs. And it's pretty simple. The other names that have reached it as guys that have played at the hot corner. We were just talking about the reaction position. Andy Pafko and Ron Santo, the other Cubs to reach that mark.
Two pretty good players. A little trouble with the signals. You saw Montero when he made that wiggle with his hand and go around. I'm going to give you new signals. Man on second base, you usually change.
Outside, 1-1 the count.
I don't know if that's overrated or not, stealing signs from second base. What do you think?
Well, how do you do it now if, in fact, they shake everything up? Indicators are different.
Oh, yeah, but if you watch it, if he's, I don't think Castro is, but a veteran player.
To right field. Upton finds it. And makes the play for the out. That draws the throw to the cutoff man. He now heads on over. So if again you are standing out there long enough, you just look for patterns.
You look for patterns, and if you think you got it, and it's you know, people say, well, maybe getting it is easy, but how do you transmit it to the hitter? Well, you can do it 100 ways. For example, if you put your hands on your knees and your arms are straight ball or fastball. Anytime you fix your cap or your shirt or whatever, your arm is bent, curveball. Or the way you take a lead. If you take a lead without crossing the leg, fastball, straight. If you cross the leg, curveball. That's the simple part. But these guys now, the coaches, they got all kinds of signals.
Well, and it's interesting, not only signals, but mannerisms, little indicators that a player will have. As that one is nubbed right off the end of the bat. Nice play. Baker is erased, got him out extended, off speed pitch, and a couple of big outs after the leadoff double by Castro.
I think Baker was a bit anxious. That ball's not a strike. It was off the plate. Good one.
And that was a changeup that had him out front. But with video now and all of it on computers and the guys having access, they'll sit and stare at a pitcher. Coaches will.
Oh, yeah.
For any sort of, oh, that's where he goes over. He raises his left eyebrow. He bends his left arm, and you can't hide.
You can't. No way. Like to hide from this guy.
Yeah, this guy is homered 3 times in the last 24 hours.
Never did that.
He never did.
No.
They want it in. Will they get it there this time? See if they did. Noticed how they got it in the second inning. They didn't.
That was like the one home run he hit last night, you know, low and outside. You can fool a guy inside, but when you get that ball away from him, he sees it better. That's good. Montero's out there talking, if nothing else, asking him about the baby. Just break the mood. That's what he wants to do, because Kennedy's got good stuff going for him. I'm sure what he did is, here's what I want on the pitch right now, and we'll try to get him on the 2-2-1. If it goes to 2-2, then we get him. You get ahead.
324 career home runs now. He was ready for a pitch high. Now Kennedy frustrated, and it's because of that man. He has got pitchers angry.
I'm not so sure that ball was a strike. But I'll tell you, with 2 strikes on you, watch to see where it is. It was up. He got it. He didn't hit it hard, but he hit it in the right spot. Man, he's been some.
So Soriano drives in a run. He's got 20 runs batted in, as that one is over the outside corner. 0-1 the count. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Chicago. A run on 4 hits and no errors for the Diamondbacks.
Soriano came up as an infielder, but they got him in the outfield because he can hit.
Bobbled, and everybody's safe. So Melvin Mora with an error at third base. The inning is extended now with 2-out error. Will add to Ian Kennedy's pitch count.
And you had the glove down, he just didn't catch it.
So Mora goes over, grabs hold of that rosin bag just to pass by his pitcher and let him know, that one's on me. I'll get you next time. Pick him up for me. As any good veteran would. Curveball is up and away, 1-0. We really want to make sure you stop it now. Stayed outside with the slider. 2-0 the count. Pitchers on deck. Anything to the attack so far?
This is why you got to get this guy. You get a bonus with the pitcher coming up next. Lead off the inning. You don't want to get too fancy. You just want to get him out. It's not good pitching. For the first time in this game, you'd have to say that was bad pitching, working at 3-0. Because you know he's taking this pitch, or he should be anyhow. Oh.
There you go. Look like a pitch around. Run the risk. Obviously, Garza's never gotten a hit. And that's in 23 big league at bats.
I don't think they wanted to pitch around him.
Hard to tell. Let's see what Garza does. He really has a chance to help himself if he does with his first major league hit. Oh, and 1 the count.
Right now is when you want to overpower him. You don't want to nibble and just clip the corner. Rear back and fire, as old Diz would say. Fire that ball. Play country hardball.
And that's exactly what he does.
And I think Montero stole that pitch right there. He pulled that thing up like a real professional pickpocket.
Started low when it crossed the plate.
Sure did. And the umpire saw just the top of the back of that glove. Didn't see the ball. Goodbye.
Over the outside corner. I'm telling you, Joe, I think he pitched right around Soto so he could do that to Garza.
Okay.
Like Joe does. I know he loves to send texts out to everyone. Here's our text poll, 36929. And if you'd like to vote for the D-backs Player of the Month, would you vote for A, Drew, B, Roberts, C, the closer, J.J. Putz, or D, Chris Young? If you're given the choice of those four, 36929. All done really good things. You want to vote?
Yeah.
What do you vote for?
Drew.
Stephen Drew. My vote would be for Stephen Drew as well.
So he's got 2 votes. Did you text him?
I didn't. I try not to text when I'm broadcasting or driving.
Oh.
Those are the 2 times that I don't mess with the texting.
Well, the driving, I understand. You should never text. You should never even use your phone while they're driving. especially when you're leaving the ballpark.
Seems to me you've encountered that.
Oh,
Here's Stephen Drew. He has our vote twice. And remember, he missed the whole first road trip. It in. For your money, outside of the numbers, Joe, why has he been a good cleanup hitter in this lineup?
because of what he did in that first time at bat. Man on second base, 2 outs. He drilled one up the middle to give the Diamondbacks a lead. And defensively, it's been superb.
He has been superb. We've reached that point, and I think it's such a point of compliment to a shortstop when you start to take things for granted. You take certain actions for granted from them.
Absolutely.
1-1. You talk about April highs, what he has done in his best Aprils in years gone by. Some guys just can't stand April, don't do well in April. He's been okay. I mean, none of those are poor, but he's blown past all of them. Hit it hard, but Barney is there to take it away.
I like his chances.
The beach ball at the ballpark. There we go.
That's good. Oh, no beach ball. I used to hate that when I was at Dodger Stadium.
Did you?
Oh, all the time. Beach balls belong on the beach, not at the ballpark.
You and I agree on that one. We agree on that one.
That's old school, I guess.
Back to the screen it goes. They have bigger concerns than beach balls right now, unfortunately, at Dodger Stadium with all the change in ownership and Major League Baseball coming in. Miller Lite Diamond Club. Folks enjoying the ball game. That pitcher's low. Ryan Roberts.
I listened to that internet and McCourt, the owner, supposedly until they do something. He was being interviewed. Whoa. Boy, he was giving Commissioner Selig a real going over.
He went around there. Some are saying write in the name of Ryan Roberts on that ballot for the All-Star game.
Not too bad an idea.
Pitches away, 2-2 the count. Don't forget, by the way, anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase. High pop-up. Just shy of the track in left center field, and Ryan Roberts is erased. Roberts was saying, Joe, that when he first got to the big leagues, that a couple of umpires got together and played a little prank on him. And he had a lot of those tattoos already. He was in the American League. He was with Toronto, and they said, hey, kid, next time you come out here, get out here to hit. You can't have any tattoos on your arm, so you need to go in there and get that. Just hurry up, you know. Don't worry about any sleeves. And they had worked with a trainer. The trainer said, just put that athletic tape all the way up your arm. Just tape your arm up. As that one is into right field. Came up looking like a mummy in his second at bat. Tape all over his arm. They begin to laugh. They were all in on it. season so far. We were taking note of his haircut, Joe.
Look at that haircut. Got Highway 40, 66. I'll tell you what. Next time I talk to him, I'll get a lawyer. We'll get that barber.
Will you now?
Oh, we'll get him. We got a good case against him. He's a good kid. He really is.
He's a great kid. He certainly enjoyed talking to you. I watched that today. That one sails away 1-1 to Kosuke Fukudome. Ryan Roberts, Eric Young, and Kelly Johnson made an appearance in the afternoon up there at the Friday Front Row Sports Grill, and Kelly Johnson had a great line, as that one is low, about Roberts' hair. Kelly out of the gates, and he won the crowd with the line. He said, listen, I'm Kelly Johnson, and I want to remind everyone, I will buy anyone an appetizer that can come down and run a pen all the way through the maze on the side of his head. 2-2 the count.
I'll tell you what, nobody gave him a chance to make this lineup, but he played his way right in, and that's the tip-off. He's got a big heart, that Ryan Roberts.
He's had to beat out James Skelton, a Rule 5 pick a couple of years ago, a catcher. Young, light catcher. Not even in the Diamondbacks organization. Had to beat him out a couple of years ago to make the team. Admitted in an interview that I had with him in New York that he took things for granted last year. He said, I made it. I worked so hard to make it. I took some things for granted last year, and I found myself in Reno.
Well, it's a lesson you have to learn.
I think the admission is really refreshing.
Exactly.
He's glad to admit, he said, as that one is lifted into left center field. And the play is made. He made it clear, Ryan Roberts did, that he said, I laid my head down on many a hotel room in AAA cities, saying if I ever were to get a chance again, never would I ever not run out every fly ball, take an extra ground ball when my coach needs me to. It will never happen again. And he got another chance.
He made that chance. He made him give him a chance. Of course, he had to break away from the tattoo shop to get over here.
Hit on a line into right center field. There is Darwin Barney. Unfazed with the bat in his hands. This young man has been really fun to watch. He has grabbed that spot at second base. Let's take a look at our AT&T trivia question. Name the 4 Cubs to win Cy Young Awards. The 4 Cubs to win Cy Young Awards.
Fergie Jenkins has got to be one.
How about Mark Grace's good buddy Rick Sutcliffe? 84 came over.
Yeah.
Here's Starlin Castro. Just one more thought on Barney out there at first base. He is now hitting 17 of his 20 starts this season. 0-1 the count. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Cubs. A run on 4 hits and 1 error for the Diamondbacks. And Larry Vanover's hearing a little bit from that Cubs dugout.
Well, Castro, the batter, he was looking to first base like he might try to put a play on.
Big swing, and it's popped up. Uh-oh, gentlemen, you better communicate. It drops.
Boy, if there's one manager I think of when I see that, it's DeRocher. He hated that with such a passion because either player could have made the play. But then again, Roberts has been playing third base, Branyan filling in, and Gibson made a note. They'll talk about that one.
Boy, they are really talking about it right now, too.
Well, you're giving them an extra out. That's what you're doing.
Big swing and a miss. He went after a changeup there, diving down and in. Good pitch.
That really picks up a team, too, because after a play that should have been made was not made, the pitcher takes it in his own hands and gets the big out.
Yeah, watch how the pitcher responds, right? That's the key.
Exactly, that's it. Sure, he's your marquee man. He's the guy that the spotlight's on.
3 strikeouts for Ian Kennedy. Back to the screen it goes off the bat of Aramis Ramirez. Just to remind all of you what Ian did as we take a look at our Quest high-speed internet high-speed pitch. At about 2 o'clock in the morning this past Sunday morning, Ian Kennedy's first child was born. He and his wife brought their beautiful young daughter into the world. That was Sunday morning. Monday night, he took the mound for the Diamondbacks. Bleary-eyed, very little sleep. Blessed, certainly, and he knew how blessed he was. But then he went ahead and shut out the Philadelphia Phillies. Didn't walk anyone and struck out 10.
Complete control of everything. Well, that sure tells you that personal problems or personal happenings really have an effect on your job, whether you're a baseball player or candlestick maker.
Pickoff throw on top of the bag. How's Miguel throwing for you? I know he has far more throwing errors than he wants this year. Are you seeing it refined?
Well, I see it, and we got to talking about that play at second base. I mean, if you got a chance, it's not so much you're going to pick the guy off like that play right there. He wants to cut the lead down. And so if there is a base hit, you may have a play at third base.
That one stays with him. So again, just to reiterate, that's a good reminder for me, just seeing these guys every night. That play there was accurate and where it should be. It's not about getting it out. You want to get him 2 steps closer.
Get him a step closer, or 2 steps would be a bonus.
Hot shot, fair ball. It'll go down the line. Playing it in the corner is Parra. Fires it to Drew. There is no play at the plate. Aramis Ramirez doubles in a run. Aramis Ramirez with 11 RBIs. And Chicago adds on. They lead it 3-1 here in the 5th inning.
Once again, all those nooks and crannies out there, you had to wait for the ball. Parra couldn't charge it, and had he been able to charge it or been able to get it sooner, he might have had a play, and Montero would not get any credit, but it would have been benefit of him. But right down the line, look at there. Now watch that ball just bounce around there.
Well, you do all you can with all those, as you said, nooks and crannies. As that one is away, a slider, 1-0 the count.
Boy, and I have to be careful when I say that, because one of my bloopers on the air, I said Evans Field had a lot of crooks and nannies.
Really?
Turned out to be true.
I was going to say. 1-0 the count. So you didn't misspeak then.
No, but I didn't mean it that way. I wanted to say nooks and crannies.
Been there before as well. Saying a word that you're not supposed to say on the air, so I've had that mistake happen as well.
Oh, the great Vin Scully. I'm working Game of the Week with Vinny, and he wanted to say a hot shot hit the left, and he transposed the second and third letters. It was not a hot shot.
That's all you need to say. Right to third. Into the corner it went. Aramis Ramirez. A huge double, 3-1. The ballpark. You're all having a good time. Our AT&T trivia question. Joe and I each grabbed one of them. The remainder, Greg Maddux. How could we certainly look beyond that? And Bruce Sutter.
We should have got all four.
We should have. Of course, we knew them all, but we didn't. We didn't want to ruin it for the viewers at home.
Nice try.
Okay. Here we go to the bottom of the fifth. It's time to go to work. Garza has been good. Right back through the box, but defensive positioning is the point there. I mean, you talk about the role a coach can play just by asking a shortstop to move over a step. Look at that. That's positioned perfect.
Right there. They're playing him to pull, and he's going to where the most room. And, I mean, he hit it hard. Castro made an easy play out of it.
One and 0 the count. Melvin Mora. Two and 0 the count as that sails outside. What do you like about Garza so far, outside of the results?
Just the way he pitches. He's around the plate. Not afraid to throw strikes. Knows what he wants to do, and here he comes.
Yeah, he's had some bad luck. We mentioned that coming on the air. He has, in his last 2 starts, gone 12 total innings, giving up 1 earned run. He's had some miscues behind him defensively. He struck out 16. Doesn't have a win to show for it in either start.
They must have a pitching coach who tells him, do something with the glove before you throw it. Dempster, it was wiggling. Watch Garza. He'll put the ball in the glove and then he'll wiggle. There he goes.
Popped up to the right side. And of course, go ahead, John.
I was going to say that's a distraction is what it is. That's what they're hoping to get, but it's not really that much. But it is a distraction. You can see the breeze is picked up here at the ballpark.
It certainly has. It's playing a role with regard to baseballs, and a lot of times this is known as a ballpark that's untouched by the elements. And most of the time it is. Also, Brandon had a little bit of wind come into play, though. Both of them will tell you that ball should have been caught. Buried a fastball inside, and it's rolling. Why not let it roll? That was Mark Riggins a moment ago, the pitching coach we saw. Serves as a distraction, as you said. Also, if you want to dig in and maybe, if you do it every single time.
He does it every time I've watched him, he's done it. Let's see if he does it here. I mean, nobody on. 3-2. There it is.
Got him with the slider. And I mean a wicked slider there. Hey, don't forget, it's a Diamondbacks Pepsi Max value pack. You get a lower level bleacher ticket, a regular size hot dog, a 24-ounce Pepsi. Then you can add on a free 20-ounce bottle of Pepsi Max, all for just $19. Even better, it's available every game, every day. Visit dbacks.com/value or call 602-462-4787.
Kid had his home run trot down. He wouldn't let him do it.
0-1 the count to Ian Kennedy. Swing and a miss.
I doubt if he'll nibble and fool around. I think he'll go right after him here and get the troops in out of the hot sun.
He did. That is 5 strikeouts, tying a single season mark for this month. Futures Field, kids having a good time. The Legends race coming up. Racing Gracie. And another win for Gonzo. Getting tired of watching him win. Loving watching Gracie lose. And my daughter Lily makes the point, even I can beat Gracie. I'm 9. Joe, I can too, and I'm 85. Very well done, you two.
We're a pretty good act.
That's a really good act. Well done. Joe Garagiola, Darren Sutton, Mark McClune, and Lily Sutton joining you at the ballpark.
That was fun.
Peeking outside.
Poor Gracie's taking a beating from everybody.
He really is. And I love every moment of it. In to Soriano. This will be fun to watch how they pitch Soriano here.
Well, I don't think I'd pitch him low. And I would try to crowd him.
That's exactly what they did. As if on cue, they busted that bat by crowding him.
Man, he started a splinter factory. Make 1,000 toothpicks out of this. Look at this. Everything broke. Oh, you could see those. Look at that bat, man. She really bent and broke and everything else. I mean, this was a dust storm of wood. He had to laugh himself.
Broke another bat. Stevens got to recover and hurry using the dirt. Got him! Wow, what a play by Steven. He used that hard infield by design there.
And he threw it far away from the first baseman, and it gave him a good bounce. It wasn't a tough play for the first baseman, tough for Steven. Watch this.
We'll finish in just a minute. A great effort by Stephen Drew. A great effort. That's not an easy play. That ball's spinning away from you the whole time. As that one is into the dirt. We'll finish it now. They got him.
They got him. And don't say the tie goes to the runner. Jocko Cullen always said there's no such thing as a tie.
Giovanni Soto leans on that one, drives it to deep right. Upton's got room. Fine job by the defense behind Ian Kennedy. Upton going back, Drew coming in. Attack, an RBI in the first inning. Then there's that man again, public enemy number one, Alfonso Soriano. He hit 2 last night. He's hit another one tonight. Then for good measure drove in a run. Down the line, Aramis Samira is part of the offensive attack for the Cubs. That was in the 5th inning. You've seen all 4 runs now scored in this ball game. That's the story. The other part of the story is Matt Garza. You just had a gut feeling he would be better than the 0-3 and the 4.11 he was sporting coming in. In the first inning, Arizona got to him. He has sat down 11 in a row, Joe.
And it's looked pretty easy for him.
Chris Young to lead it off. It's time, folks. You're pulling for the Diamondbacks. You can put that rally cap on. That pitch is away. 1-0 the count.
Young with that good speed, he can turn a base on balls into a triple.
Big family night at the ballpark and up at Futures Field. We love when Sean Payton and all of his staff do such a great job teaching the game. This is at the ballpark, folks. Bring your family out to the ball game. Bring your youngsters. And these are big time teaching. That's the same kind of stuff the big leaguers are being taught too.
Oh yeah. He's got his elbow pretty stiff. I don't know how he's going to be able to hit that ball that way.
Almost.
Make a good broadcaster.
2-1 the count. Crowd's really bearing down on him there, though. There we go. Made contact. That pitch is low.
Made contact. Contact ain't going to get you a job. I think the kid ought to look at one ants.
3-1 the count. Pops that one up. Not too far from where you sit when you attend the ball games. That's a souvenir.
Boy, I hear some weird things in that seat, too, I'll tell you. Be patient, folks. This thing is a program in the works. Tell you, these Cubs got some good-looking young players.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're seeing Castro. They're right there in the middle. Boy, how about that take? That is a solid take. 6 walks now this year for Young. So to take that pitch there and to add to it, a very, very good way to start. Joe, that's what you talked about. I'm going to remind you folks quickly, take the D-backs wherever you go. MLB.tv. See games on demand. Whoever your favorite team is, visit dbacks.com for details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Well, here we go. You called for a walk, and we got it.
They used to have a great description for Willie Davis, and I'll tell you in a minute, that reminded me when he got that walk. That he could turn a walk into a triple with his speed, and he could turn a double into an out on defense. How many times have we seen Chris Young do that, where you thought it was an extra base hit and it turns out to be a great play and a great effort and a great out?
Infield really drawn in. That bunt attempt drew Ramirez 2 steps onto the grass at third. He goes that way. It's lifted to left. Soriano going back toward the wall. He won't make the play. And it bounces quite a ways away. Here comes Young. Williams has a decision. Come on down, he says. The relay in, standing up. A triple the other way for Gerardo Parra. Matt Williams had a decision to make.
Yes, he did. And he was up the line where the runner could see him, and he was waving all the way because Soriano couldn't pick it up quickly. And I tell you, there it was. That base on balls came home to haunt. Nobody out, man on third. You just got to pick up this tying run, and you got the guy up there that you want.
They rule it a double. Goes to third on the throw. Not a triple, but an RBI. Well, Matt had to make a decision because Parra had made the decision for him. He was right there on the backside of CY.
Yes, sir.
So let's think about this homestand as Justin Upton digs in. Big swing at a changeup, 0-1 the count. Let's think about Gerardo Parra. Again, playing every single day, showing, driving the ball. A lot of the criticisms of Parra in this past year was, flipping the ball, easing the ball, not looking to drive the ball. That one is outside. We'll ask Cliff Lee of the Philadelphia Phillies if Parra can drive the ball. He had an opposite field homer off him. He just drove that ball the other way. It's not easy to do. You can debate whether the play could have been made, but that's a strike. So walk us through this again.
He goes to the opposite field. He doesn't give it that hard swing. He just reaches out, hits it to the opposite field, and he's going to be running hard. And Chris Young at first base, he was ready to stop at third, but Williams, he waved him in.
Big strikeout there. I mean, Garza, you want to talk about coming up big, and I'm sure Upton frustrated with himself. Just needed a fly ball.
Well, you got that infield in. It'd be simple to drive it through if you could put it in play, but Garza's not going to let you put it in play if he can help it.
Talk about leadoff base runners in innings. Arizona's been on a roll doing it, but not driving them in. They finally did here in this inning. Steven, breaking ball, that infield still in, a chance to tie the game.
And they're playing Drew way over the right, towards the right field line. There's a lot of room in left center field.
One and one the count. See if we can shoot one over the shortstop's head. Roll it all the way to the wall. Breaking ball. Base hit right field. We are tied. Steven will run hard. He will make them make a throw. He slides. Got him that time. You know Drew is going to go. Boy, they are top step yelling from the Diamondbacks dugout as well. I mean, all of his teammates on that call, but Drew drives in a run and ties the game.
And Drew, who very, very rarely shows any kind of emotion, he argued it with the play at second base. But he got the big run. I tell you, he makes things happen. There's some ball players who make things happen. Some people, some ball players just watch it, and other people, they just don't know what's going on. See, there's the watching now. Let's see. I don't know. That he was tagging the dirt.
Boy, awfully, awfully close.
That was close.
Steven has shown a little bit more emotion this year. A little bit more of that passion. It started with a walk to Young this inning. Roberts, high fly to left center field. Young walk, Parra double. Upton strikeout. Drew picked up Upton. Let's see here. Kid's having a great time. We have taken several looks at it, slowing it down, and it looks like amazingly close, but it looked like Dan Bellino right there. He's got it tagged, then hand hits the bag. Looks like Dan got it right.
Dan did, and he was absolutely in a perfect position to see it. And with the naked eye, you'd think he made it. But once again, the umpire was right, and he's not going to get much credit for it.
Isn't it amazing, though, as that one is bunted right through? You know, we're so blessed to have this technology to share with you. And then we have a great crew.
Crackerjack crew.
They do a fine job. But that many different looks. We sat in the commercial break, folks, and looked at 3 and 4 different angles.
Yeah.
And we saw it 2 and 3 different ways. But that was the decisive picture right there.
We didn't get it until they stopped the action, and we saw that it wasn't there.
Watch, there's another replay where it looks like you don't see him getting the shoulder there. Looks like he gets him for the first time there.
Yeah.
Right? Looks like he got him in the leg for the first time.
He would be safe then.
That's strike 3. Now, you look at the pitch count for Ian Kennedy. He disposed of the pitcher. And we get back certainly to focusing. Full focus on this ball game. And you think, okay, if he has something left in the tank, he's at the top of the order. His team just tied the ball game. I mean, a quick 0 on the board is really important here.
Oh, yeah.
Kosuke Fukudome. He talked about, like Ichiro, with the hands held out. Also a lot of movement of the feet and the lower half of the body when swinging.
Yeah, Ichiro.
One and one the count.
That's one of those Yogi Berra-isms that works. If you can't imitate him, don't copy him.
Well, how good is he late in the game? 10 of 19 this year, 7th inning or later. Two and two the count, right down the middle.
He was looking for a particular pitch. You don't take a pitch like that unless you're looking for something else. And there's a difference between looking and guessing.
Curveball, left it up in the zone. Interesting there. Montero wanted a changeup. No, said Kennedy. All right, how about a fastball? No. Okay, a curveball. He threw him the curveball.
Well, the pitcher's got the last say. He wants it down, that's for sure.
Curveball.
You know, just to quickly give you the difference between guessing and looking, when you guess for a particular pitch, you can only guess up to 2 strikes because you're guessing on every pitch. When you're looking for a pitch, you say, I'm going to, first fastball that he throws me that's a strike, I'm going after it. You're looking for it. You're not guessing. Goodbye.
Oh, the outside corner, pours the fastball in there. So far, so good. This is what you're looking for in a shutdown inning.
And I'll tell you what, Mr. Kennedy's doing it himself. He's going out and he's loading that wagon.
Big follow through. He worked on that in spring, shortened up his stride, got over that lead leg, and did he strut after he got the call with confidence. As he pours another fastball. He's feeling it. Pours another fastball in there.
It's what they call swagger.
That's exactly right. In on the hands. Boy, folks, there's the shutdown inning you were looking for. Ian Kennedy, plenty left in the tank. Wow.
absolute gem against the Phils. Joe Borowski, what do you see out of him tonight?
It's tough to duplicate what he did his last start. That being said, he's pitching very well tonight. How about the D-backs coming back, stepping up, and picking him up with a 2-spot in the 6th inning?
Early offense, and they tack on, so it's going to be a great to finish to this game, guys. We'll be here after the game with Quest D-backs live, the post-game show. Now back up to you.
Jobo fired up. I liked it. Joe Borowski excited out there.
Well, it was that pregame that he did. I saw him eating over there. He's ready. He's got the boiler full.
My goodness. I love that. I mean, a shutdown inning. How about the offense, he says? I say, how about the pitcher paying the offense back?
Yeah.
Hey, you hitters, if you're feeling it, all you guys in the order, you want to get back in and hit.
Absolutely. You want to get him a run at least.
Boy, both these guys have been fun to watch tonight. This is and what we had hoped, as you can see David Hernandez down below going to work. We have had some great pictures on this homestand.
Well, when you talk about a pitcher's duel, that's what you're getting tonight. This is really a baseball game.
Kennedy, we expected it after what he did last time. I think Cubs fans hoped for it with Garza. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Brian Gorman says strike 3. Looked like Brian got that one right.
The ball really broke sharply. That's 7 strikeouts I got.
That's exactly right. 7 strikeouts for Garza. And to start the month doing big things. For Garza, that is with 7 as Montero takes a breaking ball. That is 48 strikeouts this month.
Last time up, he bunted, and that pulls third baseman in tighter. Doesn't have to hit the ball quite as hard to get it by him if he's going to go that way.
1-1 the count. Garza's 48 strikeouts, a Cubs record for the most strikeouts in the month of April, passing Kerry Wood 2 times with those strikeouts, and also Fergie Jenkins, who struck out 42 in 1969. Curveball misses. Joe and folks at home, the strikeout, he has really upped that number this year to start the year.
He's got good stuff, simply put.
Montero beaten with the fastball. You know what? 87. I think that was just a changeup up, and Montero was erased. Strikeout, fly out. Generate your own power with solar panels and save over 50% off the installed cost with APS rebates and tax credits. It's our APS Green Weekend Green Series. Melvin Mora pops it up. Garza so far is calling for it. So far he's still calling, and called off by Darwin Barney.
Oh.
Don't ever let a pitcher do a job that an infielder can do.
Right.
by Southwest Airlines. New Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, no blackout dates. APS, the official power partner of the Diamondbacks. Fast, reliable, heavy-duty internet from Quest. Light rail, we bring you inside where Kennedy goes back to work against Castro and paints the outside corner with a changeup for strike one.
Real pitcher's battle going on here. Good crowd on hand, too, Darren.
Yeah, nearly 30,000. Those numbers include tonight.
That's what this ball club will do, this Diamondback team. When you make the other team win the game and not give it away, you're going to be tough. And you do that with pitching and defense, and we've seen that today.
It is totally matched up. Runs, hits. The Diamondbacks have committed one non-consequential error. There you go. Painting inside corner. Started soft and finished with a power pitch.
Both pitchers in command of their stuff. And I'll tell you that Montero back there, if you watch him, he hasn't dropped many balls, and he's always shown the top of the glove to the umpire by the way he catches it.
He's talking as he gets ready to receive the pitch. When you say top of the glove, expound upon that.
Well, usually you catch a low ball coming up, so you see the pocket of the glove where you catch it. But what he's doing, he's catching it, and his glove is turned over. All you see is the top.
Tried to do it there. Ramirez swings. Lightly jogs down the line as he is erased. Well, you hope he's all right. But the top of the glove.
Well, you watch the way he catches the ball and what he does when he shows it to the umpire.
We're going to go back and take a look and see if we can grab one of those and show what you're talking about as Jeff Baker receives the assignment. Baker digs in. That one is.
See the top of the glove?
Up and away. Let's show strike three a moment ago.
See it?
Got it. I see now. 1-1 the count.
Hey, there used to be a catcher in the Coast League. He'd say to the umpire, that was a strike. No, it was a ball. He said, well, the top half was a ball, but the bottom half was a strike. You know, he couldn't see it. Catchers lie.
A little roller.
Tough play.
And he threw it away. Joe said it. Drew misstepped it, and off stride fires the ball, and it is an error. Runner moves up. So this, we talk about the early error inconsequential. You hope this doesn't have consequence. Because now, here comes Alfonso Soriano again.
Well, Gibby's going to walk out there now, and they're going to have a little talk. I don't know if he's going to make a change or not, but I'll guarantee you one thing he'll talk about is let's not give him anything to hit.
He made the call to the bullpen. Ian Kennedy, fabulous. Did not have a conversation. He made up his mind before he got out there. Kennedy was great tonight. And the defense has certainly been there, Drew. A moment ago, the huge miscue. This is a fabulous play. Earlier in the ball game, using the hard surface, bouncing it on across. David Hernandez goes to work. He faces Alfonso Soriano. Kirk Gibson feeling that David Hernandez here is a better choice than Ian Kennedy at this point in the ball game. And the pitch is in, 1-0 the count.
He's got to stay inside.
Carlos Pena pinch runs. It's a shame for Ian Kennedy. Now, if his team wins, it's a team win, but it's a shame he can't win this game. Fights it off and beat him in. He did stay inside.
Have to. You can't give him a good look when he broke the bat. He had to draw his arms in. You take his power away when you do that if you get it in far enough, and he goes for it.
He's only faced him once. Soriano picked up a hit. That was earlier this year.
New set of signs. Staying in.
Oh, he got away with one there.
That time he lit the match right at the gas tank.
Boy, did he ever. What a year it's been for David. I mean, he has been so much fun to watch work. Has not had to work with many inherited runners, as you can see, just one. There's an inherited runner and a big one out there. But he's been a great acquisition from Baltimore.
Here's a 1 ball, 2 strikes. The key pitch. Does he go for him here or set up the 2-2 pitch?
The 1-2 went high.
Now he's got to go. Now he's got to get him. Pitch of decision. I don't like him standing up like that behind the plate. That tells the umpire right away it's not going to be a strike.
Got him with a breaking ball.
First one he threw.
A big bending breaking ball. And public enemy number 1 goes down. Alfonso Soriano. Gibson making the right decision.
That's a fastball. Look at the Fox track pitch. That was right down the middle. That's the one he should have hit. All fastballs, and now the breaking ball, and he gets on the top of the strike zone. You feed off the hitter's greed is what you do, and he did. And Kennedy is sitting there, and he's saying, boy, that was really neat.
Mates picked him up. Manager made the decision. We've spoken of Kelly Johnson quite a bit this evening. Here is his first action. He was given A night off, struggling mightily, as you can see, as he tries to work through it. Swing and a miss, a little bit more. Bring in Mark McClune. Mark?
Yeah, Kirk Gibson called today for Kelly Johnson a heavy work day. He feels like Kelly is not that far off. He's shown him video of last year when he's a player of the month in April, trying to imprint something positive in his mind to get him going.
Unfortunately, that won't help. Kelly goes down on strikes. The frustrations continue for Johnson. You do hope and you do know that he will turn the page. Kelly saying before the game today, I've driven different ways. I've eaten different things. Do ball players try that stuff? You bet they do, he said. You bet they do when you're struggling.
Absolutely. No, Campy had it right. The slump begins with your swing, goes to your belly, and ends up in your head.
Well, that's perfectly said.
Perfectly said, one sentence.
0-1.
Campy was great at that kind of stuff. He's the guy that said, to play this game, you got to have a lot of little boy in you, but you got to let him get out. Perfect.
Garza v. Young. Breaking ball broke his bat. Boy, he made a pitch on him.
Yes, he did.
You know, he has shown that curveball, that slider, which is harder, and a good changeup. There has been, with regard to the pitches he has thrown, all four of them have been plus pitches tonight.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Chris wasn't waiting for that, because he put a decent swing on it, even though he broke his bat.
He's put himself in position to throw 4 pitches here. He's got 4 choices. That's hard on a hitter. Breaking ball, a slider, a hard one.
I tell you, it's hard on the hitter, but it's easy on the catcher, because just all you got to do is remember the fingers you put down.
Mateo Marshall got him. Another slider away. That same strut, that same swagger that you mentioned that Kennedy had, Garza's got it too.
Well, I got 9 strikeouts. He should have it. And I want to give a little credit to Montero on it, getting Soriano. I mean, the sequence was great. He only threw one breaking ball.
9 strikeouts for Garza.
Oh, he's still strong.
Way in is Aramis Ramirez as the breaking ball is away. Ramirez 2 steps onto the grass. Arizona as a team has 2 bunt hits this year, yet Ramirez respecting the possibility. In. The double and RBI off the bat of Gerardo Parra. This went a long way. Ended up going to third on the throw. Changeup on 2-0. He didn't bite.
Nope.
Ooh.
He got good control of the strike zone, Parra does. Look how they're playing him straight away. You could drop a rope on the feet of the center fielder and just run it right to home plate. It'll go right through, right over the bag.
A 3-0 swing there.
Yeah.
3-0.
Gibby's looking for the extra base hit, not necessarily a home run. Get him in scoring position, and you got a real shot at it when you're 3-0.
Did it more than anyone else last year, these Diamondbacks. More than anyone else. Swinging on 3-0. All right, he'll take his walk.
And the 3-0 pitch is a factor on that. He wasn't going to give him one of them lollipop pitches.
As usually go, the adventures of Justin Upton tonight have had high highs and low lows. He has doubled and scored. He has played a fine right field, but he's also struck out in a key situation with the runner on third, only to have his teammate, which is key, pick him up in Stephen Drew. Slugging .520 this season. Beautiful breaking ball. Now remember, his brother BJ for a long time teammates with Mr. Garza. He and Garza have a very friendly relationship. They've known one another. Oh, 2 the count. It's not friendly now, though.
Staying on that outside corner, man. He's living on it. He can throw it anywhere he wants now. Either go for the strikeout or set up the next pitch. He's shaking him off 3 times.
That there was called by the catcher, Soto. What do you think, folks at home? Same pitch. You bet away.
No. Stayed on the outside part of that plate. He was not going to give him a ball that he could pull easily. 3 pitches, and that was off the plate. Made it look like a strike, breaking ball, and you saw the results.
So frustration for Upton. Garza, I mean, incredible tonight. 10 strikeouts for Matt. Retired the last 11, just steamrolled through on a big-time roll. And here is J.J. Putz. He and his wife a couple of days ago celebrating the birth of their 4th child. Congratulations to J.J. He's been very dependable. He's part of our Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen. 35 years old, and he fires strike 1.
Oh, his base on balls ratio to strikeouts is amazing.
5 consecutive saves to open the season, tying a club record. This is not a save situation. If all goes according to plan, he earns himself a win. Slider is away. Fastball, slider, but the out pitch is a split-fingered fastball. Marlon Byrd, a little bit further down in the order, without a long ball. Lines that one off the end of the bat. Byrd will hustle. If you give it to him, he'll take it. May hurry in and get it back in. So Byrd is on against Putz. Picked on a slider there.
Looked like it was over the plate. No, outside part. It was breaking. He waited until it broke, and he got it. Good piece of hitting.
Giovanni Soto now facing J.J. Putz. Squares to bunt, drops it down. JJ off the mound. He's going to second. Got him. They say he stayed on the bag. And Mike Quaddy wants to debate that.
Oh, he's going to debate it, but I'm saying seriously debate it.
I'm telling you what, we'll watch the replay, but Stephen Drew just saved JJ's bacon here. I think he got it.
He got it. He did. He made quite a play, Stephen Drew did. He got it with the toe. Look at this. Look at this.
That'll do it for Mike Quaddy. The Cubs fans that have visited.
Walk away from him or you're going to hear some more. Somebody better walk over and break it up.
Mr. Quaddy will look at the replay and see that he got the call right. Just like a call that went against the Diamondbacks, a tag on Stephen Drew. He got that one right.
Yeah, there's the play again. Now
he's on.
He's on that bag.
And now he's off.
He held the ball. Boy, he's had two tough calls at second base. Make no mistake about that.
And now Putz ready to go back to work. He faces Colvin. All the while that argument went on, JJ just said, let's go back to work. Tyler Colvin called upon to pinch hit. Beat him with a fastball. JJ has had 5 opportunities to roll up a double play this year, hasn't done so yet. And he rolled up 2 last year. Not usually a big part of his game in the late innings, the double play. Beat him. 0-2.
Keeping that ball up there.
It's been a tough start to the season for the young phenom. Colvin just 7 of 51. He is 1 for 4 in this series. The 34-year-old deals it, and that one is popped foul. That's a souvenir. 0-2 the count. As a pinch hitter in his career, he's 6 of 26. That's a .231 mark. 1 of 5 this year. Tough for anybody to do pinch hit, especially for a younger player.
Oh, yeah. He's sitting on the bench, and you got to go up and face a guy who closer, throws hard.
Is that splitter coming here? Nope. Went away with the fastball.
He's going to go with his fastball.
Such a mind game to me when you're a pitcher like Putz. And you know, they know, you know the whole thing that goes on. That split is in the back of their mind. And there are times you can have a guy take a fastball right down the middle because they're thinking about that split.
Looking for it.
That's what you were saying. Looking for a certain pitch. You were explaining that earlier. Born in Trenton, Michigan, 34 years old. Pitched at Trenton High School, was a Trenton Trojan. Was a fabulous pitcher at the University of Michigan. Back to the screen.
He hasn't thrown one ball below the belt. He's just kind of elevating that ball little by little.
By design?
Sure, has to. I don't think he wanted to throw that one that high, but Colvin helped him out by fouling it off. Obviously a low fastball hitter.
He's got him with a split.
You like that pitch, don't you?
That was it. He got on the side of it.
They call that, let's see, a split finger. It's a cross between a split finger and a screwball. It was a split screwball. No, that doesn't work, does it?
I couldn't hit it. Sounds tough to me.
I couldn't catch it.
1-2 the count. There it was again.
There it was again.
He isn't getting it where he wants to. When that pitch is thrown right for puts, it's almost in the dirt.
Right. He doesn't have the right arm slot. He's out, almost sidearm.
2-2 the count. Let's see. It's the third time a charm. Looks like he sold him on something hard inside.
Fastball.
Ended up right down the middle. Couldn't handle it.
It's the first pitch below the belt.
So now Miguel wants to talk about it. What's the conversation here?
Well, they're going to set up the pitch. He's going to make sure that they're on the same page and say, here's what I want, and here's what we said in the meeting. How do you feel? And Pulse is going to answer him, and then they've got their decision, and they're ready to play. There's none of that looking in the third row for somebody in the stands. This is strictly business. And, of course, he has to watch all of this. Colvin does. And now he's thinking a little bit. Is he going to throw that split finger?
He grips it as he takes the signs every time, so it's in his fingers gripped.
Fastball.
See if he can get it in there. Too far in. 3-2 the count. Now you think about the runner. You send him. If you're puts, what do you throw?
What you think is your best pitch, Montero. He wants it again. Shook him off. Came back. Could be the splitter. Or the changeup.
3-2 the count.
Used to be you couldn't go to your mouth on the mound, but the rule change lets him do that if you wipe it. And that's what he's been doing, in case you're wondering. Changes. Oh.
Looks like it may be the split. Let's watch the runner who goes, and it's rolled foul. It was the split-fingered fastball.
So if I was on second base, I'd remember that, go back to the bench and say he threw 1-4-1, which meant the splitter, so it's the second sign. That's what he's using.
This at bat for this young man, growing. 11th pitch about to come home. Fastball. He takes a look at the runner. Runner goes. It's high. It's ball 4. Boy, the young Colvin, who has struggled mightily all year long, just put a veteran's at bat on a veteran pitcher.
Boy, he sure did. He battled him. And he was patient, and he got the base on balls, and it's a big one. One man out, the tiebreaker's at second base.
Kosuke Fukudome. The other way in the outfield, maybe just a step. A huge hole on the right side because Roberts is trying to keep the runner close at second. I mean, a lot of room on the right side of the infield. Now Drew and Roberts behind Puts and Montero. Will talk about positioning. Because Roberts on assignment was staying close to the bag.
All kinds of signals going on right here.
Roller back to the mound. Can they get 2-1? Stephen Drew! Not in time. Drew did his best as he crossed the bag to get it out of his glove. Just couldn't do it.
Well, Putz gave him a good throw. Watch where he throws the ball. It's to the first base side of the bag, and Drew is moving that way, got good momentum, and just misses him. Just one of the little things that you practice and it pays off, but didn't get the double play, although Putz thought he had it.
Yeah, just a tiny double clutch. Stephen Drew's been in the middle of all the action tonight.
Oh, man. Been busier than that tax collector.
All right, here we go. Here is Darwin Barney. Breaking ball, drops it in there.
I think that's the first breaking ball he's got over first strike.
You're right, they've been away. They have not been where he wants them.
It gives Barney something to think about.
Leading all major league rookies with 28 hits. All rookies, he's the best. He didn't chase. He is not buckled under any sort of pressure. Go ahead run is 90 feet away. He didn't go, and it's not called a strike.
Boy, that was a good pitch. Just barely off the plate. You can see it. He almost went for it, but he didn't.
'20th pitch of the inning from the right-hander. Instead, it's a bluff and nothing doing. Just a shade under 28,000 on hand tonight.
I just started to say that's playground number 6. I've never seen that work. Get the hitter. Concentrate on one guy, the hitter.
Two and two. No better feeling for a man on the mound when you see a swing like that. Backside goes one way, hands go the other, and total protection.
That was an emergency swing. 2-strike swing. Watch that runner this time.
Right back through the box and into center field. Darwin Barney gets it done. The young man out of Oregon State continues to play at phenom level as a rookie. 4-3 Chicago. I mean, he hit a fastball up at his chest there.
You can bet me he was thinking, I'm going to send this right back through the middle, towards the pitcher. That's where I got the most room.
And there you see the ranks this season. That's a resume. Simply put, that is a solid resume. Starlin Castro now. Getting that final out as a man who makes a good living to get final outs with a lead. A different kind of adrenaline now flows for a pitcher like Putz, who constantly feeds off that type of energy.
Yep.
The balloon's been popped now. And you still have to stay on edge. You can't allow any more.
No, you can't. That's why it's such a tough job, the closer. If you start a game, you give up 3 runs, you can still win it. Give up 3 runs as a closer, and you've lost it.
Well, the Cubs should be proud of these 2 young players batting together in this order. The young man batting second who just drove in the run, and this young man who is one of 4 tonight and is having, hits-wise, one of the best Aprils in Cubs history, and he's 21. Darwin Barney and Starlin Castro. There is a wicked split-fingered fastball. He couldn't find that one earlier.
Nope. It was started in the strike zone. By the time it got to the plate, it was below the strike zone.
One and 2 the count. Another one. That one was up into left field. Parra up with it. There is no throw. The 2 kids, the 2 baby Cubs, deliver massive blows to the veteran for the Diamondbacks. And look at them acknowledging one another.
That was a hanging curveball. Ball just, you could see it spin. It didn't have that snap. It didn't have that bite. Watch it. Just kind of rolled in there.
Five-3 the score. That'll send some of the Diamondback faithful to the exits as that one sails high. Great crowd tonight. A frustrating 9th inning. Outside, 2-0 the count.
Boy, I just think if you're a manager, though, on the third base side like Gibson is, you get paid half your pay for worrying, half for winning. You get paid nothing for losing but criticism.
Same rule still applies here. You now have 2 to tie against the wicked closer Carlos Marmol, who is warming, but you have to keep it at 2.
Definitely.
See if he can polish off Aramis Ramirez.
This guy's been known to walk a few, this Marmol.
Pops that one up. It'll be a souvenir. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Unfortunately, you can add another 2 to our poker hand with 2 runs in the 9th inning for the Cubs. As a couple of 20-somethings deliver. Hot shot. Moore leaves his feet. Is there an out to be had? Aramis Ramirez is done. But the Cubs come up large. They score 2. Carlos Marmol completes his warm-up tosses. We'll see if there is an answer. baby bears, the young Chicago Cubs. Darwin Barney, Starlin Castro. Those are the kids that broke the hearts of the Diamondbacks fans so far tonight.
So far tonight.
Barney feels like he's much, much older. He's all of 25. Castro, 21. There's your future right there.
No question about it. They've got some good young ball players.
Well, here we go. Carlos Marmol, there aren't many better in the game. Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen. Strikeouts, a silly number there, 17 and 12 2/3. Has not allowed a long ball this year. And opponents don't do anything. 186.
He just rears back and fires.
There you have it. You mentioned it earlier. When there are those bouts, and those bouts now are only about once a month, if that, they can lose the strike zone a bit, overthrowing. This doesn't happen much anymore, unfortunately.
No.
Steven's seen him. He has had a few hits, and Marmol has had his way as well. 5 strikeouts and 8 at-bats. Slider, number. Stumbled for a moment, quickly recovered and threw it almost away. Remember, Pena came on to pinch run also because of his defense. A far superior first baseman over there digs it out.
Boy, the way he falls off that mound, you thought maybe he'd get by there and really get be an infield hit, but he recovers and he's able to make the play. Low throw, but he held on to it. He paid a price.
He may not be hitting Pena like he wants to right now, and he hasn't hit like he wants to for quite a while. But a play like that, that's a game-saving play. Because if that one skips on by, you're in big trouble, as that one is high and inside. In our poll question, folks voting for Drew and Roberts as the players of the month. Oh, my. A 2-0 breaking ball. That's
He caught the corner.
almost not fair.
That just happened.
Buckles him. 2-2.
This guy's tough from right-hand hitters. He comes from down under. Pitch before, last pitch.
Two and two the count. Home plate umpire Larry Vanover resets the situation. Into the dirt. Fun to watch Soto back there. That time did everything right.
Well, 2 strikes. He's got to block that ball. Don't worry about catching it. Get that big body in front of it.
Our casual baseball fans, why, you might ask? Well, Robert swings and misses. It goes to the backstop. He's on a drop third. Inside. Wow. All right, Russell Brandon.
This could be a pretty good battle right here, Darren. I mean, Brandon is a good fastball hitter, and he's been hitting the ball hard. He's pulled a lot of balls foul in the series. He puts the bat on and it goes. So let's see what happens.
So he's only seen him once. He's got 1 hit against him, a double.
It'll be strength against strength here.
Overthrew. You see that body go one way with the arm, the other arm lazy behind.
The guy's a great relief pitcher, but he is a bit unpredictable.
Russell belts it, but it's foul.
Fastball against a fastball hitter, and he pulled that trigger just a little bit early.
Russell Branyan high, sky, center field, going back is Bird. He's got room. He just missed it.
Hit at the deepest part of the ballpark. Usually that's what you do in a meeting. Where do you want the guys to hit it for your out? In this ballpark, it's, of course, center field.
Last year, Marmol gave up 1 home run. 2 the year before that. Strike 1 on appeal. He went around. 0-1 the count. Strike 2 on a foul ball. Hot shot, but a foul ball.
Now he's got the luxury of throwing that breaking ball. And if he's lucky, he gets it over and hasn't been that effective with it. But he's got a little bit of percentage when Montero knows that he can do that.
The Gold Glover plays behind the runner, and in the dirt, another huge block there.
Soto is not worrying about catching that ball. He's worrying about blocking it, and that's the job he has.
Right back through the box. Castro, is there time? He throws, and a dig at first by the Gold Glover. And again, a young phenom involved in the play. It's the shortstop. It was Castro who delivered the big blow with the bat in his hand, then makes a fine play to end this ball game. It's locked down by Marmol. The Diamondbacks took a little run at Carlos, but they come up empty. Joe Garagiola and I, it's been our honor. We'll have our thoughts on the post-game show. But for now, we got to get that post-game show started. Brad Stanky, Joe Borowski ready to talk about it. A pitcher's duel for sure tonight. In the end, the Cubs walk away with a 5-3 win. Guys, take it away.